hand over to you, Oluwole, for the presentation of the work that you did with Ezra last week. I can share the screen if you want, or maybe you want to do it.
It's a Prof, yeah. Yes.
Is this what you wanted to see?
Yes, it's okay. Okay, thank you, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. This is the architectural diagram of the dashboard as has been presented last week. So we have been able to at least put it on paper so that everybody can see what we have done, how we have achieved what we have. Yeah, so let me start by first of all highlighting the health facilities. Definitely we have only 2 on this diagram, but yeah, in practical sense we have multiple facilities. So, but for the purpose of space, we'll just have 2 here. So inside the health facility one, we have the CEDAR in that first box. And inside it, we have the COVID instances, we have OPD instances, then we have MCH instances. Those are the 3 templates we have in each of the facilities. So what we have done is to set up a cron job to regularly look through the templates and get the metadata and store in a relational database. We have actually set up a relational database with MySQL inside the computer in the facility. So the cron job goes to the loops through the templates, gets the metadata already added to the CEDAR, to the templates, then store them inside the relational database. Then we now set another cron to create a mirror of it, a copy of it, to aggregate the data and send to one will go to the internal dashboard, then the KPIs will go to the external dashboard. If you look at the diagram, we have one MySQL, then from there to another one, which sends the KPI to the external dashboard. Then same thing applies for the health facility too. Yeah, it's the same thing that goes around all the facilities. So from that, we're able to get aggregated data outside of the facility, as in to make up our external dashboard. What we see in the external dashboard is just numeric data. Okay, numeric data, not actual personal data of the patients. We just have, okay, for COVID instances, let's say we have 2 metadatas, the system will count, okay, we have 2, or we have the date, okay, on so date, we have so number of patients, it records that and sends to the external dashboard. That's how this has been achieved. And I want to believe it's very clear from the diagrams, yeah, on the screen. Yeah, then perhaps we want to look at the one for DHIS. Yeah, so we're already thinking that, okay, from what we have, we can easily get data from the dashboard, from the local instance to the DHIS system. Perhaps there is an API we can actually connect to. By the time we will have a meeting with the group of Samson and team, yeah, we can see how possible we can achieve that. But then it's very possible from what we have done. So it's just to get the data from CEDAR, set up a cron to access the API and send the data to DHIS, yeah, which I think it's very clear from the diagram on the screen. Yeah, thank you.
So maybe I will first ask whether there are any questions on this on these 2 diagrams. In fact, Oluwole, this should read MySQL KPI aggregates replication, correct? You are just replicating the aggregate results.
Yes. Okay. Let me note it down. Then we can make the correction.
Are there any other questions, comments, concerns, congratulations on this diagram?
Yeah, first and foremost, I think congratulations to the team. It's really I mean, it brings to mind where we started from, some of those early architectures, and then how now it's been thought of in terms of implementation. I wanted to also just ask, yeah, so what is now the plan for the health facilities? Are they going to all at a time? Will this be ready for them at a time, or we will have to trial with one or two, especially the integration with DHIS?
The well, TestFit is saying here in the chat, actually pulling data from the MySQL aggregate will ease sending data to DHIS too. So TestFit and Samsung, they can speak for themselves, but they were saying yesterday that they thought that they could certainly finish it in 2 weeks' time. And well, knowing their time record, I think that they probably will do it even before 2 weeks then. So the answer is Kawu, yes, I think that that we can do this. And Oluwole, you think so too, right? That we can integrate these this list of last inventory things that we discussed yesterday, that within 2 weeks' time, we'll probably be able to finalize all of that in the final image.
Yes.
It looks realistic. Samson could, if he wanted, say something about the difference between what we have here in the diagram and what we are looking at in a dynamic querying context, where we would use something like Allegro Graph or Triple Store. But we can also leave that for another discussion to give a little bit more time now to the discussion that Rudawan will start. But it is important for everybody to understand that this is an in-between step. It's a good step, but the next step would really be the data visiting through the data visiting dynamic architecture. Yeah, Samson, please go ahead.
Thanks, Prof. I will make it brief so that we save time. Like you said, we're planning on having a triple store that will allow remote visiting. But for now, like you're also saying, the data processing agreements and having to set up public IPs to do the visiting and other housekeeping activities are still remaining. And I don't see anything as a problem to have this in-between activity because it makes it much more easier with the language that we have been using. So I believe it's in line. And in relation to the aggregate, maybe in the KPIs matching, if in fact if the KPIs that we're looking for in the DHIS2 and the KPIs presented here are synchronized. In fact, the KPIs from the stored procedures would make it even much more easier, and the diagram would probably have to be adjusted that way. Otherwise, I think it's a very good progress from Oluwole and Ezra. I would just also want to congratulate them. Thank you. Over and out, Prof.
Thank you, Samson. Well, I think that really, Oluwole and Ezra, you have helped us to really see where we have gone, and really credit to you, and thanks for all the work together, of course, with the bigger team, with Aliyah, Mariam, Rudawan, and everybody who helped in that.